All right. Welcome back, chaps and chapettes, to the newest episode of the Chaps Chat with me, Connell B. Doyle. Listen, chaps and chapettes, this week we're going to be talking about how I desperately want the N-word pass. I please, somebody give me this bloody N-word pass, and quick. I need it. I don't want to tell you why I need it. Just trust me. I need it. I feel like a man on the side of the street. You know, he needs his kick. He needs to shoot something into his arm. I feel like that guy. That's how badly I need this word. But anyway, we'll get into that later. Okay, I'm going to tell you about how I'm going to get it, who I'm going to message, the lengths I'm going to go to get it, and the purpose I've got for needing it. We'll get into that later. But all the originals know, every episode, we get into the main topics later, but we talk about life for a while. So sit back, have a beer, eat your dinner, kiss your girlfriend, say, listen, sweetie, you go into the woman room, man time. Or if she's there, you say, here, listen, woman, you can sit there, but don't speak to me while we're listening to Connell. We're absorbing all his great wisdom. We're resonating because he's one of us. And Connell's making new money because he's one of yous. That's the big problem, guys. Because I'm like, you guys, too much. I'm not YouTube friendly. I've had to move to a completely new YouTube channel to start getting views. Last week, this got promoted. Last week's episode, the Chaps Chat, it got promoted to like 15,000 people. On Spotify, it managed to get 50,000 listens. So we're on the come up. YouTube maybe aren't shadow banning us so much. They're still not helping. But anyways, listen, chaps and chapettes, sit back, relax, and enjoy the nonsense, because there's a lot of nonsense that's went down this week. I'm only off the back. Literally, as you can see, I'm sweaty. So, guys, would any of you buy this sweat, by the way? I'm happy to sell it for a good price. Anyway, as you can tell, this is going to be a fun episode. I'm in a great mood. But I am just off the back of going to the pitches and practicing with my nephew and my dear sister, she's got her second child on the way. We were at the pitches in the sun, a bit hot, sweaty, walking back from the shop. My neighbour's husband stops me, right? Wait to hear this. So this is wild. He stops me. He says, Connell, can I speak to you for a minute? I said, of course. Yep. What do you want to speak to? What's the topic here? Is it immigration? Is it pollution? Is it noise pollution? You're hearing me doing the Chaps Chat too loud? Is it just my handsome good looks? Or is it he's a good shape? My neighbour, he's fit, he's healthy. Is it his gym routine? What does he want to talk? I'm all ears. Tell me. And he says, it wasn't very nice what you said to my wife a few months ago. What are you talking about, mate? Right? So, let me take it back a few months. And by the way, for anybody who's watching, I actually look seriously insane. Like, I've got the whammest beard ever right now, because I left my razor in the Netherlands. So beards are actually really not a good look on me. They actually just make my face look absolutely obese. But anyway, let's take my narcissism aside for a second. I'm actually not narcissistic at all. I just actually, sometimes your comments get to me. When you're like, oh, Connell, mate, you need to shave, you need to get your hair cut. It's like, yeah, well, you need to get lost, mate. Anyways, he says, what you said to my wife wasn't very nice. Here we go. Time to ruin the good mood, ruin the good spirits, and get into it. So, a couple of months ago, I was literally going to a disabled toilet in Tesco car park. So, it's underground in Tesco's, going to take a number 2 in the toilet. And my neighbour, who I have grown up with, by the way, I grew up with her children. Me and her children, literally, we got chicken pox, and her children were so young, and they were like, you all need to get in the paddling pool. And I must have been like 8. And her child was like 4 or whatever. Like, get into the paddling pool together, give my kids chicken pox. Like, that's how tight me and the kids were. We all knocked about together. I used to love them. Mum and Dad would have always, when I come home back to Ireland, when I see them, speak to them so much. But I'm going to this disabled toilet. My neighbour, a woman who I always thought was a very kind woman, a very nice woman, very nice family. She comes up to me. She goes, oh, Connell, I've been seeing you all over the internet. Is that right? Yeah. Happy days, Well, thank you for acknowledging at least, yeah. She goes, I would love to kick you in the shins for some of the things that you say. Right, okay. And obviously, in this situation, you've got two options. You go, haha, okay, right, thanks, lady. That's one option. Or the second option is, how about you keep that opinion to yourself? Right? How about you keep that thought to yourself? How about you keep that opinion to yourself, right? How about you just keep those little things to yourself? Don't come to tell me what you think about my videos and how you want to kick me in the shins, alright? So anyway, I went for option 2, right? How about you keep that to yourself? That's what I said. And then I just go into the bathroom, and my digestive system was fantastic, up top notch, perfect. And by the way, a lot of you guys heard this story because I talked about it in a very old podcast, just saying like, bit bizarre, because I was on my way home to film a podcast when it happened, so it was fresh whenever I discussed it quite a while ago. I wouldn't be able to tell you when, but if you have heard the story, apologies, but there's an update. This is the update. The husband has now wanted to get into the conversation about how I supposedly spoke to his wife. So that was the end of it. I said, how about you keep that to yourself? And I go, digestive system, fantastic. Honestly, boys, top notch. Anywho, a couple of months later, fast forward to today, at the time of filming in the last hour, the husband walks past. Obviously, he wasn't present. And he says, what you said to my wife wasn't very nice. And I just said to him, and you boys know what I'm like, I told your wife to keep that thought to herself. How is that not very nice? And he goes, no, Connell, well, that's not what I got told. I went, what? What did you get told? And he says, my wife tried to speak to you and you told her to fuck off. And I just went, well, that didn't happen. And he goes, well, Connell, it's your word against hers. I went, your wife? That's how I referred to her. Because I don't want to say their names, obviously. They've both got, it was really confusing. They've both got, like, essentially they've got names that are both, technically it isn't like in a nasty way. Because, like, if you abbreviate one, it could be female, but they've both got names that are confusing for me and my siblings to understand who's who. It's like, say, it's just two kind of similar gender names. So I'd said, your wife came up to me and threatened to kick me in the shins because of the videos that she's seen of me online. And he went, what? I said, that's what your wife said. And I actually saw him. He like stepped back and he kind of like paused for a minute. And he looked and he went, right, well, I'm going to need to speak to her about that, because that's not what she told me. But the way he stopped and paused, it's funny, because you guys will all know, if you think about your parents, for example, my mother always would have said, I've had it up to the back teeth with you. I've had it up to the back teeth with you. Or my granddad says, if you keep doing that, you'll get a boot up the hole. So if somebody came up to me and said, here's a story about your mum, and they said, my mum says she's going to hit you a slap, I'd be like, right, my mum would never say that. Or your granddad said he's going to knock me out. I'd be like, my granddad would never say that. But if somebody said to me, your mum said she's had it up to their back teeth with me, I'd be like, well, that's something my mum says, and that's too niche to like pull out of nowhere. You know, it's too niche to just pluck out of thin air a quote that often comes out of their mouth. And with my granddad, it would be the same. So he says, your granddad said I'm going to boot you up the hole. I'd be going, well, my granddad does say that. So whenever I said booting the shins, I could see him laying, oh. And I have a feeling that must be something that she says often, because I've never in my life ever heard somebody say, oh, I would love to give you a kick in the shins. What's that even mean? Can you, like, what? You know what I mean? The only time I've heard shin being used is in shin pad. And I've never had them threatened. By the way, threaten my shins? What do my shins ever do to you? So anyway, neighbour threatens my shins. I tell her husband, and he's like, right, well, I'm going to need to speak to her about that, because that's not the story I heard. And anyway, we're going back and forth a bit. It got like we were both talking over each other, and I was like, no, let me speak. Like, I'm not just running around here telling people to fuck off for no reason. Like, it's not really how I behave, mate. I don't just run around and go, here, you can go off to people. That's unfortunately not how it is. And if I did behave like that, it'd be pretty publicly known that when people walk up to me, I'd just go, here, off. You know? That's not, you would have maybe experienced that in my whole life that I've known you. So that's not really adding up. 1 + 1 doesn't make 2 there. So I said to them, I'm not doing that. And I don't like that you've probably went and told the neighbours that I'm doing that. And I was like, how would you like it if my mother was walking up to your son and threatening to kick him in the shins? And he was like, oh no, we can't say that comparison. I'm like, well, we can. Because it's not my mum. My mum and dad aren't doing that to yours. Like, obviously, they're not best impressed that your wife's threatening to kick me in the shins and stuff. And conversation goes on for a while. He was actually very nice. Like, I really like him. I really liked her too. I was really taken back by like the approach with her a couple of months ago. But he was really nice. He was hospitable, but it was still a bit of back and forth. And then I was like, does your wife doesn't like my videos then? And he's like, yeah, but that's my opinion. If you don't like them, you don't need to watch them. And then I said again, I was like, does she like the videos? And he's like, no, but she doesn't need to watch them then. That's my opinion. It's a business. If you don't like something, you don't need to watch it. I said, well then 1 + 1 = 2. If your wife doesn't like the videos, there's a big possibility that the guy who's saying your wife came up to me and told me she didn't like my videos and then said she's going to kick me in the shins, the guy who's saying that, he's probably not lying. You're probably very aware your wife doesn't like my videos, and it probably makes sense that maybe she went up to the guy who she doesn't like his videos and told him that, as opposed to the guy who doesn't know who doesn't even know which one of you, your husband or your wife's name is your name. I know your kids. I wouldn't know them to see anymore because it's been a load of years since I saw them. But like, I'm not just walking up being like, here, you F off. So the agenda, like the narrative, didn't really work out well. And I was like, do you know how many people come up to me all the time and don't like me or love me? Like, at one point, before I got banned on TikTok, 1 in 6 people in Belfast followed me. 1 in 6. I was like, obviously people hated me and people loved me. Like, it's a hit or miss. And he's like, yeah, no, I get that. You must get people coming up all the time. And I went, so do you think I'm just telling everybody to F off? And I was like, a lot of people do come up and hate me. And he goes, yeah, I could imagine. I went, do you know what my one line is when people come up and they hate on me? And he says, what? And I said, you can keep that thought to yourself. I went, 1 + 1 = 2 sometimes. If your wife doesn't like the video, high probability is she's come up to me, told me that, and I've said you can keep that thought to yourself, just like I do to everybody who comes up and says nasty stuff, because I'm well equipped to it, So anyway, I shook his hand, and that was the end of it. He's going to speak to his wife, but I was still not impressed. I said to him at the end, I'm not happy about this at all. I've spoke about this story online before, but your wife saying I'm not happy that your wife just feels like she can come up, threaten my beautiful shins. By the way, they're fantastic, them bad boys. People pay good money for them. Look at that. Anybody who's watching on YouTube or Spotify, you're getting a good sighting of my shins. That's what she wanted to kick. That's the item that she wanted to kick. And then I threw in a bit of a conspiracy theory. Me and the fam have been stewing up because a matter of days after that, my car got towed. I was like, did they maybe report it? Get my car towed, because it was my fault. It wasn't actually MOT'd. But I didn't know, mate. I didn't know. I don't live in the country. Just park my Porsche outside the house, mate. But it's in the driveway now, so don't be getting any ideas. And it's off-road taxed. But anyway, so that just bloody happened. She's not good. She's not the right vibe. Not what we want to see. Get my beautiful shins threatened. What do my shins ever do to anybody else? But anyway, so that happened there. And being home, it just feels like at the minute I'm constantly battling people. I'm constantly battling this person or that person. And I actually said to my sister today, I was like, I feel like this is the first time that I've been on the internet where it's actually felt not nice being so love or hate. It's actually not feeling nice anymore. It's funny, I literally just sent my sister a voice note about it. Then I think I'm being a bit fragile about it, because obviously there was my sister's wedding. Her bridesmaid came up, was like, you're way nicer than what people are saying about you. And then you're going on the internet, people doing videos about you. There's videos of people being like, he's got jaundice, look at his eyes and all. It's it feels really weird just being in a perpetual cycle of people not liking you. because I've never been this popular before, you know. Chaps Chat on Spotify's never had this amount of listens. Even on YouTube, like the new YouTube channel, it's getting loads of listens. We're having court cases, people making up stories about us. It's felt really weird to just like be this hated. And like, we're not even that big yet. We're not even at the like full-on rock star level that we're going to get to. You know, it's like my neighbours are threatening to kick me in the shins for my videos. People are coming up to me at my sister's wedding being like, you're way nicer than all the stories I've heard about you. Then, like, my car's getting towed because, like, people clearly don't like my videos and they're reporting it, etc. Then I'm going online. There's people making up videos, making up rumours. I'm getting taken to court. People are literally making up stories about me in court. And then thankfully, judges are throwing it out of court. Then I'm getting loads of love. Then I'm getting loads of hate. Then I'm getting loads of people saying, oh, you sold out to the people in the small hat, the J3Ws, you know. It's just like a complete weird sort of cycle of just like, boom, next thing. Always an uphill battle. Always an uphill battle at the minute. And there is loads of love, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm great spirits. Like, I'm happy. My life's good. Fucking chilling, make great money, nice girls around me, just got a good life. But it's just a constant next battle, who's next, what's the next thing, you know? And, well, like as the quote says, boys, God gives people broad shoulders, carry weight of the world, you know? Sometimes you get built for this stuff, sometimes you're picked, you're selected to sort of take it in the chin and keep going, but yeah, it's just saying that. So then when he says that, I'm like, oh, this is just more BS I just don't want to listen to, you know? And I'm lucky that, you know, I can't handle it. But it's just weird. It's just never been as much hate ever before. But aside from that, like, I've got a collab tomorrow. Actually, I get asked a lot, right, who my favourite Belfast influencers are. And like, I actually don't really get Belfast influencers on my feed. But there's two guys that I really, really, really love. I love them so much. They're so funny, right? And in my opinion, they're the best. It's going to cause drama because I'm friends with loads of influencers from Belfast. But in my opinion, the best influencers in Belfast, the best influencer that's ever been from my Belfast is my hometown for any new listeners. There was an influencer from Belfast who's retired from the game, and in my opinion, he was the best influencer ever to hit the market on Belfast. Right? There's obviously influencers who are right now who I love. I won't miss a video, like Mark, Traveller Northern Ireland. Really great guy. Love that guy. Like, one of the nicest people I've... Genuinely, I'm doing a collab with him tomorrow. One of the nicest guys I've ever met. One of the coolest guys, smartest guys I've ever met. I love this guy, Mark. So, essentially, he travels around Ireland. He travels to Poland and stuff, too. And he just splits a G. He just meets people. He just becomes friends with everyone. Like, super likable guy. Super charming guy. Super, like, good at how he portrays content. Like, my nephews watch him. Like, my brother-in-law, they'll watch him. They love him. Like, he's the best. So, I love Mark, right? But there's this guy who retired, right? The Don. Matthew Don. Boys, this guy was so funny. Like, literally so funny. I remember one of my favourite videos ever on the internet was he walks up to this, like, random group of people. So he walks up to this group of people, randomly sitting in the park, right? They're all sitting there having drinks or chilling in the sunshine and botanic gardens, right? And he bombs up to them, and he puts on an American accent. And he's like, hey guys, could you film a vlog for my family? I want to film a vlog for my family. So he hands them the phone, and they're filming him. And then he puts on the most smicked, like, chavvy accent I've ever heard. I've actually paused the podcast. I've literally paused it just to show you guys this. It is hilarious, right? So I'm going to show it on the screen here. I don't know if you can see it, right? So I'm going to hit play in a second, boys. This is actually one of the funniest videos I think I've ever seen on the internet. Make sure my phone's on sleep mode here, so none of you can see the Huz texting me. Get some insider information. make my neighbour threaten to kick her in the shins instead. Right, anyway, right, I'm going to play this now. This is literally my favourite video on the internet. I actually straight up love this video, right? Buckle up. If you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, it's time to tune in for this clip. Can you see that? Is it focused? Here we go. Play, you dick.
I don't know anyone around here. Could you record a video for me? Like, I'm just sending a vlog to my family over in America.
Yeah, no worries.
There you go.
What do you want me to do?
Like, record me, and then I will...
Just like this, like?
Yeah, just like that. There you go. That's
Okay.
100%. Shut the fuck up, you wee man. I see you a bit. I fucking bit the fucking head of you, wee fucking spastic, man. Do you see me here, man? I am not fucking gay, you wee fucking agent, man. I grab you from your fucking head and you wee rat. Man, you owe me for the last 2 weeks, man. I will come to your house and I'll fucking give you an uppercut to the fucking nose, you wee spawn. Here, and listen, don't be at that shit again, man. I heard what you were doing that 9-year-old around the corner fucking outside the ground, you wee fucking...
That video. Oh, look, I paused it right at the end now. It gets funny. He's like, hey, love that, dude. Thanks, man.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
That is actually so funny. Like, he is an OG goat for Belfast influencers. I tell you that for free. Love that guy. He's fantastic. But yeah, chaps, chapettes. So that would be my favourite retired influencer in Belfast. One of the goats. But Mark Traveller in Northern Ireland. What a guy. We're going to do a collab tomorrow. I think we're going to go to the most diverse city in the north of Ireland. Like, so I think we're going to lean into the fact that I'm racist, they say. Do you people call me a racist? That's crazy, isn't it? It's weird. I didn't know about this, but yeah, we're going to lean into that. Because the last time that me and this guy, we did a collab a couple of months ago there. And gosh almighty, the hate that I got was bizarre. Like, bizarre. And he got a lot of backlash. There's actually a Reddit page asking for a new influencer for people to watch because he got associated with me. Seriously, so he lost loads of followers. So be good to spread the love to him whenever that video comes out, everybody. And yeah, so also let's touch on a big one that I actually feel like a lot of you guys will be really intrigued by, because I have a feeling it's going to go pretty viral on my Instagram. I'm probably going to post a clip of it tonight, but I've just posted a YouTube video now. I think it's my 3rd out of 10 best viewed videos like within this period of time. Let me just double check now. So we actually went to a NAZI party. Yeah. So at the minute it's got 300 views already. So it's going to do pretty well, I feel. But yeah, we went to an NAZI party. And yeah, it was cool. It was interesting. It was a bit mad to go and experience that, where it's just an event specifically for people of the certain mindset. And everybody there was pretty cool, except for one guy. But I'm not going to get into that just because screw him. Do you know what I mean? Like, just embarrassed himself. Anyways, it was a really, really good evening. And it was a bit mental because we were obviously playing into the fact it's like a NAZI party, because that's actually what we thought it was. We literally thought this is going to be like a full-on, like, you know, Erica, and we were going to document it. We know one of the guys who runs it. He's actually a really nice guy, but it's just a European party technically. Like, it was just a midsummer party, which has got this mad stigma to it. But it was mental going somewhere where there's like a curriculum that you have to fit. And that curriculum is no whites. Or sorry, nobody's not white. No whites would be a different party. What do they call that? I don't know. KFC. But anyway, yeah, so we went there. Bizarre, like, they were handing out like anti-Zionist stickers and stuff. Pretty funny, but then it was actually really nice at the same time, because I was obviously, when you're filming stuff, you're kind of focused on just the next interesting thing, the next funny thing, as opposed to like actually, you know, what's happening around you. You're just focused on like what are we gonna do next? What's funny? What's to do? But then watching the footage back, like, there's guys there that are making their own bread, they're making their own butter, they're making their own cigarettes and smokes and stuff. Was actually really cool to experience. Like, this sort of old school European living. Like that's how a lot of them live. They lived old school. They like I know one of the guys, has like a really mad difficult degree, like an exceptional degree, some sort of like extreme science or whatever, like not like biology. It was like a, you know what I mean, like a niche, like an atomic nuclear science or whatever. So he did something pretty impressive, and he was like, nah, I just kind of want to live old school. I want to live on a farm and work with my hands. And I kind of like that sort of stuff. So he done that. And like all these people have really interesting stories and ways of life. They just loved old Europe, how Europe used to be, and sort of wanted to live in that and reminisce in that. And it makes me sort of wonder whether that's actually like doable these days, you know, like whether that's actually, like, can we really ever go back to that? I don't know, but I'm going to try not to get too political today, because I'm just in a good mood, boys. It's a nice chaps chat. It's just good. It feels good. Got loads of questions to answer. I don't know if I'm going to answer them all, but I'll answer a few. If you haven't already, send me messages about questions. Somebody asked me, how did I get famous, right? First of all, I'm not famous at all, but like, bro, I actually don't know how I got big on the internet. I actually don't really understand why, you know? I just sort of been like, I'm here now. Like, me and David have had interactions with other influencers who really think they're famous, and they're like way smaller than us. We're sort of just like, bro, it is kind of mad that we're getting this size and we're getting this amount of views and stuff. Like even yesterday, I posted a really stupid video, and it's got like 15,000 likes. And we're kind of like, what? It still baffles me that like people are so tuned in. Sometimes I see the Spotify views now, I'm like, what on earth is this? Somebody asked that, and I literally have no answer. I just say racist or stupid stuff online, and people laugh at it. People think it's funny, or people think you're cool, people think you're interesting. I don't bloody know. But yeah, I couldn't really answer that one. I also got asked, right, why don't I have a girlfriend, right? So how interesting is that question? You know, I literally got this question the other day. Why don't I have a girlfriend? You know, do I have a girlfriend? Guys, do you know how hard it is to have a girlfriend when you've got bro? You know? Like, I physically could not have a girlfriend right now, because, like, I have literally got the best mate in the world. Like, it sounds really wild to say, but no girl could come into my life right now that like matches my relationship with my best friend. Is that weird to say? Or does any other boys relate to that? Like, there's just nobody out there that could really, like, no, I do not have a girlfriend, because no girl could match my friendship with my best mate, David. You know? No girl will compete with my bro. You know, he's not blood, but he's literally a brother. And, yeah, like, no girl's going to be able to wake up and day drink with me the same way we do. No girl's going to have as much fun as me and him do. No girls want to do side quests like me and him do. No girl's going to want to come along and play FIFA or Fortnite or Minecraft like we do. Like, no girl's going to have my back to the same extent like we do. Like, me and my best mate, like, no girl can get involved or get in between our friendship, and like, it's gonna be hard for a girl to come and make me want to make her my girlfriend whenever I feel like I just don't need a girl, because apart from the obviously the sexual part, me and my best friend have got everything covered. You know, me and David, boys, like, we just go out, we do side quests, we drink whenever we want, we have a great time, there's never any bother, we never fight, we never argue, there's no beef, we wake up whenever we want, we see each other whenever we want, we go out for beers whenever we want, we don't nag each other, we hop on Xbox, we hop on PlayStation, we hop on FIFA and Minecraft, we day drink, we night drink, we go clubbing. Like, what sort of girl is going to come into that world? No girl is allowed to come into this world and like change me and bro's relationship, you know? Sounds gay, but like it is hard for a girl to come into a relationship. Like, for a girl to come into my world whenever I've got a friendship so strong, it's hard for her to come into that, you know? And like, yeah, obviously I'm just lucky that I've got a good best friend like David. It's mad. Like, I actually haven't seen him in weeks here. Like, it's just great. I'm going back to the Netherlands. We're going to see each other. We're going to kick it. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm really excited for that. But, yeah, no woman can come in between me and Bro. That's worrying, isn't it? Until a girl can, you know, fit in with me and him, then there's going to be no girl out there for me right now. That's girlfriend worthy, you know. But me and David, like, guys, how cool. And that's the reason, actually, I feel like the reason my vlog, and I don't feel like, the reason my vlogs are viewed and watched, and the reason people love my vlogs is because it's not about me or what we do or how we do it or where we're going. It's about me and Bro. It's about me and David traveling and having fun. It's literally you're watching two best mates just go and have fun and live life. And yeah, like throwing a girl into that mix wouldn't work. But yeah, I also realized something the other day. My last girlfriend is 12 years older than the new girl I'm dating. How crazy is that? How sick is that? That's fantastic news. Anyways, screw her. Screw all of them. There ain't no time for hoes on the come up. Anyways, well, there are. I got a nice girl around me. Talk to her all the time. Fits in very well. But like me and Bro's relationship, it's banging, you know. I'm actually going to make a wee montage of me and David. A wee montage and drop that as a clip. Anyway, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's me begging for this N-word pass. But have you noticed, though, I mentioned it earlier, how funny those clips go, the viral ones, where I'm just framing clips right now where it's like a screenshot of the YouTube, like the video, the title, the likes, the comment, and I frame it and I like caption the video as something that makes it seem like it's a random person's posted it. Obviously, it's just me. So I'll be like, this is the most racist podcast ever, and then it's me posting it. But I do really mean this. Please, someone give me the N-word pass, please. I actually am being deadly serious when I say this too. Please, somebody give me it. Can anybody out there just give me the N-word pass? Seriously, I don't want to get down on my hands and knees and beg, but don't ask questions. I just need it. Alright? As I said earlier, I just need it. It's like, I'm like tweaking right now. I need it that bad. I need to shoot it right up me. You know? I don't need your money. I don't need your love. I don't need your care. I don't need your attention. I need the N-word pass. I don't need anything else in this world apart from it. And don't ask why, you know? But I just need it. You know, I'm not going to use it badly. You know, I might just say it if, like, I burn the toast, you know? Or if I stub my toe, might just come out. And, like, I actually don't even think black people use it that way. I don't think they know what they're doing. They just keep saying it all the time. Like, it needs to have a point in time when you say it. You can't just be like, yo, N-word. You gotta be like, as I say, if you burn the toast, that's when it's okay, you know? That's when it's alright. You know? If the plate's too hot, when you're having dinner, you know? If you order a beer and they give you too much head, that's when it's okay. It just can't be like, oh, mate, it's not being, black people aren't using the N-word right. Give me that, I'll use it appropriately. They don't know what they're doing with it. We need it. Please give it to us. We know how to use it well. You guys don't know what you're doing with it. It's really upsetting to watch such a fantastic word being kept away from the OG users. We were the originals. We had the original username for it. And now we can't even say it anymore. Please. I'm not going to use it badly. Like, I'll only say it if, like, as I said already, if the toast gets burnt, you know, if I've ran out of milk in the fridge, if my zipper gets caught in my jacket or my jeans, you know, if my zipper gets caught in my jeans, I'll use it then. If I stub my toe, if somebody cuts me off in traffic, if whatever situations would I do, like there's just so many better situations to use it than what the blacks are using it for. You ever get when you break like a tin of Coke open and the can lid just cracks and it doesn't open? Perfect timing. Burnt toast, perfect timing. No milk in the fridge or an empty carton of milk in the fridge, perfect timing. You know when you get to the end of the sauce and you start smacking it and you're squeezing it and there's not enough sauce coming out? Perfect timing. These are all the perfect situations for the N-word. But we don't have the rights to it anymore. It's like copyrighted by like Sony at this point or something. Why can't anybody give me the N-word pass? It's starting to really piss me off. I've seen so many black people in my day. Can somebody give me a universal one? Because, like, yeah, I've got black friends, I can say it too. But I need a universal, like a golden ticket, Willy Wonka N-word pass. Like, is there, can like some black run company maybe create like an N-word pass? Like, oh, how good would this be, right? Imagine, right, a black run company, say BLM, right, make a chocolate bar, right? Dark chocolate, obviously. And they put in one golden ticket. And if you get the golden ticket, you don't get to go to the chocolate factory. It's not like Willy Wonka. You get a lifetime N-word pass and you can pull it out and everybody's like, oh, okay, this guy, this Caucasian guy, this white cracker, he got it. I say it all the time. I'd say that shit. I'd use it so well. I'd use it so much better than they use it. That would be a good idea to bring, like, what other ideas do we have for bringing the N-word pass to the white people? How can we do it? So I do think a giveaway would be good. So a big, like, it would need to be an extremely famous person, maybe like Drewski. If Drewski did a giveaway that allowed one white person to have an N-word pass across the board, that would be fantastic. Who else? I don't think there's many people out there. Kevin Hart could maybe do a giveaway for it. As I say, maybe like a Willy Wonka chocolate bar would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. A scratch card for the N-word pass would be amazing. I'd be scratching that shit every week. They'd take my money. I'd be scratching that every week for a universal N-word pass. Bro. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the reaction if you just scratched off that card? Holy fuck. I got it! Be sending it everywhere. You got the ticket, you can say it. Nobody can stop you. Boys, I wouldn't stop saying. Scratch card's another really good one. Maybe like a Make-A-Wish could be another opportunity. You know, like a Make-A-Wish kid, that's a good time. If you're a Make-A-Wish kid, maybe then there's that could be your last wish. I just want the N-word pass. That would be really good as well. What other circumstances would it be good? Like, how else could you do it? What other sort of opportunity? Scratch card, fantastic. Chocolate bar giveaway, also great. Make-A-Wish, really good. Like, what other movements could we really do to bring it in? Just to get a universal one. Guys, let me know any good ideas in the comments below of like good ways that we can essentially legally give people the N-word pass in a fair, competitive manner. You know, there's no bias. You've just won the opportunity to say it to anyone. You know, that just drop a comment below. Let me know any ideas you have. Drewski, Kevin Hart, Will Smith, you can do it as well. George Floyd, he would have been a good one to give it away, but I think he's been quiet. I think he's been quiet recently. think he's off the drugs, so he's been sober the last few years, so he's remained low key, I believe. Yeah, that would have been a fantastic one. Maybe like Babe Station. Babe Station could be another good one. You know when you text Babe Station? You know back in the day when you text Babe Station, you'd get a free nude or you'd get like a picture from Babe Station. Like the girl was sending your ditties. You text the phone number, you call them. They should have a line where you can call and get the N-word pass. You just yell it down the phone. Just fucking yell it down the phone. Free, bang, done. You paid for it. There should be a paid transaction one. Maybe like a phone box, but on the other end of the phone box, there's a black guy waiting. So you pay whatever, £2, $2. You pick up the phone, there's a black guy on the other end, you get to say it. He gets like whatever, 2 cents. And then the Jewish person who owns the phone box gets $1.98. That's another good one. So that's a win-win. You get it out of your system that way. Get it out of your system. Alright? And a black person gets paid, and so does the Jews. That's actually the most multicultural, the most ethnically appropriate way to distribute the N-word pass, I think. What other ways could you do it? Maybe like Xbox. This is another way to get the N-word pass, like like when you're playing Xbox, right? You know, like in Minecraft, when you first get coal, it's like, boom, you get like an alert, you get a notification, and an achievement comes up, boom, 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 right? Maybe if you shoplift a certain amount of stuff, you should get like the N-word pass achievement. You know, say you shoplift, I don't know, 5 watermelons and 6 Hennessy's. Then, bang, achievement. Boom, like an Xbox, you have now got the N-word pass. So then you can go freely and say it. That's another good option. I'm just trying to think of legal ways we can sort of introduce this N-word pass to society, you know, so that it's not as biased as it currently is. Because at the minute, it's bang out of order. It's really unfair that white people don't get the N-word pass, I feel. We need to introduce it legally somehow. And these are some of my ideas. That is the best, really. Shoplifting, that's a good one if you hit a certain threshold of shoplifting achieved. Yeah, I like that. I do want your ideas of like how we can introduce it, so I don't necessarily need to like ask anyone for it. But yeah, I feel like we could really come up with one like gambling, casinos. We've always said that. Scratch cards kind of like cover the gambling. Yeah. Mr. Beast should definitely do an N-word pass giveaway. That would be unbelievable. In this week's episode, we're giving one of our lucky competitors the chance to win the N-word pass. Everyone is just fighting to death for it. Mr. Beast is just standing there. He's like, nobody said. Till the last guy, like a fight till death, like a gladiator. Mr. Beast's challenge for the N-word pass would be unbelievable. Get loads of white guys. Get 100 white guys, right? Get one really majestic looking black guy, right? Get a red long hair, dreadlocks, right? Down here, like almost like king-like looking, like Ezekiel from The Walking Dead looking guy, right? Get him on top of the throne, right? Holding a sign, a gold check, right? A check, no money on it, just N-word pass. 100 people go through, literally, like they either get the N-word pass at the end, they win the challenge and get it, or they die competing. I'd enter that. 100 people all around Mr. Beast and the Ezekiel looking guy, and they're just fighting to death. White guys bludgeoning other white guys to death. That's how badly they want it. They want that N-word pass. I'd be leaving that room alive. Nothing would stop me from leaving that. I'd be poking people's eyeballs out, fucking biting ears off and stuff. I'd be getting that N-word pass. The last thing I'd do, and I'd die trying if I didn't. I'd die trying. Little like Ronaldo in the World Cup. He gave it his all for everything, for the main achievement he wanted. He gave it his all, and he didn't get it, but he knew he put everything on the table. That would be me at that Mr. Beast challenge. That would be me. Gave it my all, just for that one little word that we know what to do with that word. That would be fantastic. Boy, oh boy, would that be good. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, would that be good. 100 people just curb stomping each other in a massive arena. I want to say it. I want to be able to say it. I want to go home to my wife and kids, and I want to call them the N-word. I want to show up to my work meeting on Monday and say, "What's up?" I want to get in my car, and I know I can pull over this car and call any black man the N-word. I want it. That's what they'd be like. But listen, chaps and chapettes, this has been the most AIDS podcast of all time. Listen, I love yous. I appreciate yous. Thank you all very much for listening, watching, subscribing. I actually lost subscribers last month on Spotify. So make sure if you're not subscribed on Spotify, do me a favour, subscribe. Subscribe to this bloody YouTube as well, by the way. You need to. Because, like, where are you going to hear these Mr. Beast challenge ideas anywhere else other than this? Listen, I love yous. I appreciate yous. I'm literally sweating so hard. It was worth every second, right? Ciao, boys. Ciao. Oh, extra content on Chaps Chat Extra, by the way. I need you all to subscribe. That's what he's doing, not subscribing. Even if you don't want to listen, go help us boys out. We're risking our entire digital footprint for this shit.